Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, if you're new, welcome in general. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching this video, however long you watch. I know a lot of people just kind of skip through this to see what I drafted, but point is, um, this is the APA, American Pokemon Association, as you can see on the screen. You got the league's logo in the bottom left and my logo in the bottom right. The Divine Deoxys. We're changing it up. Usually we're the Memphis Greninjas, but I decided, hey, I wanted to change it up, so yeah, we're gonna do that. I make tons of logos. If you want to know more about that, you can click on the website link in the description below. That's my website, and if you want anything commissioned or anything like that, you can head on over to the website. It's super simple, so that'll give you like my contact info. Uh, Probably Discord's the best way of contacting me that way. And yeah, anyway, with all that out of the way, we are in the Ascension division. So it's Indigo, Ascension, and Evolution in that order. So we're in the middle. Ascension's the best, the most competitive league division, and Indigo's the least competitive, or at least that's how it's supposed to be. So I'm smack dab in the middle, which was kind of the same for the draft order. I believe I was ninth. I was either seventh or ninth, um, and which is awful. I believe I was also ninth in the TEC, which we're in week 4 of right now, and yeah, so um, that's unfortunate because I don't like being in the middle. I don't think anyone really does. Oh wait, were we? Yeah, I believe we were not in TC. I was thinking something else, but yeah, kind of sucks to be in the middle because you don't really get any momentum with your picks and you kind of get sniped pretty easily. But that's okay. Um, what I wanted to do was I took a look at the draft board to see what was actually being allowed. Um, I believe Dragapult was not allowed, unless I'm wrong on that. I could be wrong on that, but I guess I'll check just for the hell of it because I can. Um, but I saw Landers, Sheer Force Lando was allowed. But I'm thinking I'm at ninth. There's no way I get this Pokemon, right? Which is actually crazy because it went until eighth. So I was one pick away, I believe, from getting Landers Incarnate Sheer Force, which would have been so awesome. I know I've used that Pokemon in a league before, and it was really fun to use. It was super fun to use. So um, it's just unfortunately I was one pick away. Uh, Still loading the dock to see if Dragapult was there. Obviously it wasn't at pick 9, but um, let's see. Okay, so it was actually allowed. My bad. It was. All right. 18 point had 9 Pokemon in it, so that's pretty crazy. I was basically guaranteed an 18 point Pokemon, but I didn't go for it with any of those. My first pick, I ended up getting uh, Mega Scizor. I wanted Mega Scizor. I've wanted it for a while. I think if you've watched this channel for a while, you would have known that. I was one pick away from grabbing it in the SPS this season. I guess I should say last season now. Um, but yeah, I knew that I wanted Landers. I didn't think I'd get to it. I didn't think I'd get it. I thought it would get picked before 9. I was actually really close to getting it, and then instead I went with my next best Pokemon here. I've been telling myself to get Mega Scizor for a while now, and I have not been able to get it because it goes so quickly. Um, but this was an interesting one. I was able to grab it. Only one weakness with fire. It can do a bunch of different things. Very versatile Pokemon. It can be like a defensive thing with Roost, Defog, Knockoff, and U-Turn, something like that. It can be offensive with Swords Dance, Bullet Punch, obviously. I can even run it Spit F, which has a little bit more, well, a lot more viability because Hidden Power Fire is not a move. So Pokemon like Tapu Lele, Alakazam, Gengar, maybe Kyurem, they can't run HP Fire, which gives this Pokemon a much kind of makes it bulkier in a way because I know I can switch into those kind of Pokemon that just don't get fire coverage, which is really nice. And having your first round pick only have one weakness is pretty clutch, pretty nice to have there because it's pretty easy to build around. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll move on to the second pick. I ended up getting Slowbro. I knew I wanted like a water type to deal with fire types, and I knew I wanted obviously a higher tier water type at this point. I was looking at Barraskewda just for fun. I was, looking at a few different water types. I didn't want Tapu Fini because I had that one for a while. All right, I had it I just had it in the SPS. Rotom Wash was, I believe that was already taken. Um, so I don't think I could have gotten that one anyway. So Slowbro was just staring me in the face. I'm like, okay, let me just pick this thing up because it's a great Pokemon. It was only 15 points, which I guess is normal. 15 for Slowbro is like mainstream. I don't think you're gonna find it any different in many leagues. Um, so yeah, with that negative priority teleport, really helps it, kind of grab initiative for me. So I have U-turn with Scizor and teleport with Slowbro already, really helping me, move around, get in a good position in a battle. Scald is a great move, of course. Future Sight has gotten a lot more viability now in Gen 8. I don't know if it got stronger or people just started to realize that it's a good move. But basically investing, it's like this is your financial class. It's like investing. You use a move and it's a strong move, but you don't get it for a few turns. Um, so Slowbro also gets pretty good coverage. I know it gets fire, it's like flamethrower. I know it gets grass knot. I think it gets shadow ball too. So we could play around with that kind of stuff there, and thunder wave as well. But basically, this Pokemon is just here to be a nice pivot, so that I can kind of deal with those offensive Pokemon, offensive fire types specifically. But just being water psychic, it's pretty good typing, and this Pokemon has excellent stats. So mainly it's physical defense. So yeah, it should be good. Next up, I drafted Cinderace. This was kind of a draft that it's kind of bad timing for me. I was at work. I worked a lot more than I'm used to. It wasn't. It was last week, yeah. So by the time you're seeing this, this should go up Thursday. Um, and basically, I was working last week a lot more than I'm used to, like I said, and I didn't have that much time to look at stuff. So I just kind of saw Cinderace there. I'm like, I do want a fast fire type, so let's try it out because I've used Cinderace a few times. Haven't been overall too impressed, but I know it has beat me a few times. So we have to definitely take that into consideration. Like I said, it's very fast. It's another U-turner, which is awesome. I can use Court Change. Court Change is a cool move. Cool move. Because that kind of gives me a way of removing hazards. I do already have Defog Scizor, so that's good. Pokemon also has great coverage. Gunk Shot, High Jump Kick. I can Super Fang things, which is really nice. Like Taunt Super Fang to kind of stall break things. That would be really helpful. Or just going for Super Fang in general. If a Milotic wants to switch in, or a Slowking, or any bulky water, if I can Super Fang and then U-turn out, that'll be a good situation. What else? I guess that's it. So there is the Cinderace. Next Pokemon we have the Gengar. I think I got it sniped a few times. I made a draft plan, and if I get sniped, I kind of scrap everything, try to start over. So this was definitely not a Pokemon I was going to get initially, but then I drafted it, and then I realized that I do not want two Ghost types, so I was planning on getting Dhelmise later on. But since I got sniped out of something else, I decided to just get Gengar. So I got the Gengar. It's 15 points. Cinderace, by the way, was 14, which it's a little. I usually see it at 13, but it's okay for 14. It's fine. The tiering is, the points I'm going to be spending are going to drop off pretty quickly after this Gengar. You will see. So yeah, as far as this Pokemon, it's got pretty decent coverage. Shadow Ball Sludge Wave is usually enough, but if I need Thunderbolt for like really bulky waters, I can deal with that pretty well. Sub Willow Hex is also an option. Losing Levitate does suck. That was Gen 7, so that was a while ago that we lost Levitate. But it does get Curse Body, which can come into play. This Pokemon is not very bulky at all, but because it can scare things out, it can kind of get favorable positions, against like bulky Pokemon that don't do that much damage. If we get a Cursed Body off and it's got like one attack that can actually hit us, then we're in a good position. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we can do with this Gengar, but it's mainly he just here as a special wall breaker. It also gets Nasty Plot, so that's good. I believe I get Dazzling Gleam with this Pokemon to hit Dark types. I believe. I guess I'll check that because why the heck not? Why wouldn't I check it? So while I'm doing that, next up I got Shaman. Since I wasn't going to get Delmise, I did want a pretty bulky grass. I do think Shaman fills that role pretty damn well. Base 100 across the board. Gengar does get Dazzling Gleam, so that's nice. And also, a good amount of physical coverage for whatever reason. And Energy Ball. Okay, anyway, once I get into it, I can't stop. Shaman. I guess I'll look at Shaman now. That's what we're going to do from now on. Natural Cure is a great ability. Stops me from kind of getting Toxic stalled unless I'm like the last Pokemon. If you didn't know, Natural Cure heals your status condition when you switch out, which is really nice for a Pokemon like Shaman. Even if I'm running an offensive set, it's nice to, if I get burnt or paralyzed or put to sleep, really anything, you switch out and it's gone, that's great. It's a great thing. Leech Seed is pretty common on here, but also Seed Flare. I mean, even though it's only 8 power points, being able to have your, I don't know, what percentage is it? Okay, it's not going to tell me what it does, really. Okay, I'm Nat Dex Draft. There we go. 40% chance to lower the target's special defense by 2, which is basically cutting it in half. It's crazy. It's crazy for wall breaking. You really can't stay in. It's going to force a lot of switches, even if it's defensive. Now, again, it only has 8 power points, so it's not the most, it's not the most reliable thing. You're not going to be able to spam it too much, but if you do need to, break down like a Toxapex or something with Seed Flare, then you hit right into an Earth Power. That could definitely be a good situation. It's very positive for you. Speaking of Earth Power, this Pokemon has a lot of coverage. Dazzling Gleam. Okay, I lied. It has like 0 coverage. It gets Air Slash, Dazzling Gleam, and Earth Power as its coverage. Healing Wish is nice. It's got some nice support move. Healing Wish. Leech Seed, Sleep Powder, Tailwind Synthesis. So, yeah. And like I said, base 100s across the board makes it really easy to kind of mold into whatever you want to do. I could even run a Swords Dance set if I really wanted. That'll be pretty cool, right? No? Oh, okay. Next up is Haxorus. Haxorus is kind of here to complement Cinderace. Like, these are my 2 primary physical breakers. And Cinderace isn't really a breaker. It's just kind of there to weaken things, chip things down. It's very fast, so it can hit things quickly and then just U-turn out. And Haxorus is going to be my cleaner. Or Cinderace can be my cleaner. They can kind of go with those roles differently. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. You know what? It's like almost midnight. I'm tired. I apologize for not making any sense. But basically, Haxorus has a few different ways it can set up, which is awesome. I can go for Dragon Dance, obviously. I can go for Swords Dance plus Scale Shot, or just normal Scale Shot, or just normal Swords Dance. Either way, it's pretty nice. I get Taunt, which is pretty cool. Could be interesting to use. First Impression could surprise some people. Close Combat is something that got this gen, which is really cool. But yeah, I mean, look, base 147 attack is ridiculous. Complemented with a base 97 speed, nothing to scoff at, especially when I'm boosting it with Dragon Dance or Scale Shot. And it's got good coverage moves, Earthquake, Aqua Tail, for that Gliscor if I need to deal with that. For some reason I got Surf, I'm never going to use that because my special attack is 60. Crunch, obviously Dragon Claw, which is going to be very common move there. Rock Slide, X Scissors, so it's pretty cool tech moves there. But like I said, I mean, having this Pokemon there is just such a threat. Late game, you really have to keep some Pokemon around to deal with this Pokemon, or else I'm just going to late game sweep you because it does have decent bulk. You know, it's got 76 HP, 90 defense, and 70 special defense. It's not the best thing in the world, but I'm going to be able to take at least one attack, most likely. And, you know, if I get a Dragon Dance up, if you have no Scarfers, you're going to be, you know, I'm going to be a threat. Because I'll probably be able to run Adamant Nature as well if I get up to +2. Or, sorry, +1. Molt Breaker is also nice, so I can kind of hit through things like Levitate or, yeah, it should be that's probably it. Just Levitate, being able to Earthquake things. Next up, I got the Miltank Tillamook. Miltank is great. I mean, I used it in SPS Season 2, which is also, it was called IPA, but, you know, I say that way too much. Basically, SPS Season 2, I used it. It's pretty nice. It was one of the Pokemon that I really enjoyed using that season, even though that season was all over the place. 3 pretty good abilities. Thick Fat, Scrappy, Sap Sipper. Scrappy's nice on this Pokemon because I can Seismic Toss and just keep that there, so I'm not completely passive against certain ghost types. So like if I'm against a Spectrier, for example, I can just kind of, I don't get knockoff, so I can just kind of Seismic Toss and spam that. And if he wants to burn me, I don't really care because Seismic Toss does a set amount of damage every time. And I can hit, even though he's a ghost type, I can hit him with Seismic Toss. That's pretty nice. Thick Fat is also nice, giving me a fire and ice resistance. And then Sap Sipper is pretty cool if I need to deal with like a Rillaboom or something. And just kind of any grass type, really. I'm going to benefit from, because I also benefit from the attack boost. If I have like Body Slam or Earthquake or something, and I get the attack boost, that's going to be doing a little bit more damage. That's really nice. So this Pokemon also gets Stealth Rocks, which is really nice. It's a Cleric, so I can Heal Bell. That could be really helpful. Milk Drink for reliable recovery. And a bunch of different coverage moves. I mean, honestly, Ice Punch, Play Rough, Power Up Punch, Iron Head, Hammer Arm, Fire Punch, Earthquake, Body Press. What else? Thunder Punch and Headbutt, Steel Roller, Rock Slide. I get a ton of different special coverage moves, but I'm base 40 special attack, so it's not really going to be used. But yeah, this Pokemon is really nice on the bulky side. Base 95 HP, base 105 defense, and also base 70 special defense. This Pokemon is deceptively bulky. It can take hits when you don't expect it to. And it's because, you know, normal typing, it only has one weakness in fighting, which is really helpful. It's immune to Ghost, which is really helpful. So just being able to take neutral hits and kind of Milk Drink stuff off is really nice. I also get Thunder Wave. And one more thing, just having a base 100 attack, or I'm sorry, base 100 speed stat is really nice. I mean, just that is kind of, you know, it's going to surprise people. You'd be like, why am I getting outsped by a Miltank? Oh, what's its speed? Oh, it's 100? That's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't even have to invest in speed to be able to kind of deal with bulkier Pokemon, pretty much. Or just if I do need to speed creep something that I'm predicting it's fast, but it's not going to run a lot of speed, maybe like a Latias or something, I can speed creep that. So, yeah. Next up is the Florges. I needed a Fairy type, and I really wanted a Wish Passer. This Pokemon also gets Defog this gen, which is really nice. The problem with Florges, you know, I've never really enjoyed it because it's just so one-dimensional, and I understand. I mean, I'm not gonna talk about these Pokemon without talking about how bad they are sometimes. Which, honestly, in my draft so far, nothing is really as bad as Florges in one way as Florges, if that makes any sense. All these Pokemon can kind of deal with their weaknesses in one way or another, or it's complement, or their weaknesses are filled in by something else on the team. Florges is just incredibly passive, and it can get set up on like a bitch. I don't deal with steel types at all, and that does not help with not having hidden power ice, or without having hidden power. It just is not good. But I did really want a Fairy type. Like I said, I really wanted a Defog. I really wanted a Wish Passer. I also get Synthesis if I don't want to go for Wish. For maybe I'm like a Calm Mind setup set. I do get dual screens. Or not, my bad. I don't get Reflect, but I do get Light Screen. I don't understand that. If you're gonna give a Pokemon Reflect or Light Screen, you might as well give them the other one. I don't, whatever. I'm also a cleric with aromatherapy. That's pretty nice. Uh, or Heal Bell, whatever. But yeah, that's about it. Very bad coverage. I get Psychic, which I guess I can hit Poison types with, but I gotta run Wish and Protect. If I'm running Defog, that's another move. So then I have to run Move Blast or Toxic. But yeah, the best thing going for this Pokemon is that it can just shut down special attackers. And I don't really need to run special defense because it's got base 154 special defense. That's ridiculous. And also a decent special attack, 112 special attack. I'm actually surprised that it's that high. But, you know, if I need to run this thing physically defensive, it's going to suffer a little bit. You know, 78 HP and 68 defense is not that high, unfortunately. So even if we run it physically defensive, it's going to have a little bit of, still some problems, you know, and obviously getting set up on is a problem. Next up is Cryogonal. I got Cryogonal because I wanted a Rapid Spinner. I was just talking about removal of Florges, but Cryogonal is also decent because it fills in a speed tier for me. So I have 105 with Cryogonal, which goes in between like Shaman and Miltank and Gengar. So 100, 105, 110, then we got Cinderace at 119. So pretty nice speed tiers there. I wanted to fill that in just a little bit for Pokemon like Heliolisk and Fernape. What else? Anything that's like Zarude. If they need to run max speed, that means they can't run as much HP investment. That's good news for me. Really good news. So I do get defog as well if I am worried about getting spin blocked. Got some nice tech moves here, like knockoff is nice, haze is nice. I can go for recover, which is really helpful. So Pokemon also has really good special defense, 135 special defense, as well as an 80 base HP stat, 50 attack and defense, and then 95 special attack. So we're not going to be taking very many physical hits unless we run Iron Defense, because we do get Iron Defense. That could be pretty interesting. Like Iron Defense, Recover, Freeze Dry, and Toxic. I don't know. We could try it. Who knows? But yeah, that's basically it. It's a budget ice type, or it's a budget rapid spinner that also fills in a speed tier for us. So that is pretty fun. Next up, I got Gligar. I needed a ground type, and I wanted a flying type. I couldn't really find any that I really wanted, but basically just something to take Earthquakes a little bit better, or Earth Power, something like that. Because Shaman is my only Earthquake switch in at this point. That, you know, I'm talking like strong Earthquakes, you know, from Pokemon like Garchomp, Excadrill, Lando T. Lander's Eye could be a problem, so that's why Fang Up is here, our Gligar. Just that he can take, you know, switching those moves, and also I can take a lot of hits with this Pokemon. Eviolite makes me so bulky. Bulky to the point where I can take physical hits without even investing in defense. So I can invest in special defense and kind of, you know, deal with Pokemon that way. I get U-Turn, which is awesome. I get Defog, Stealth Rocks, Knockoff, Taunt, Tailwind. I can run a Swords Dance set, Double Dance, Swords Dance Agility. You never know. Could be fun. And yeah, just another hazard remover is nice, and I do have experience with Gligar. I do like using Gligar, so I find that people just seem to under prep for him. Me being one of those people, and then you see how, you know, difficult it is to take down, because it does get immunity as an ability. It gets 3 abilities: Hyper Cutter, Sandveil, Immunity. Immunity is really nice because I can't get poisoned, so I cannot get worn down with that. Which is kind of makes this Pokemon really difficult to bring down if you don't prep for it enough. And even if you can bring it down, you know, you switch into your answer and I U-turn out. That's a good situation for me, because then I get basically whatever I want in. So, yeah, that's the Gligar. Hopefully, we'll be able to use it pretty well. Next up is the Pikachu. Just kidding, Jolteon. I genuinely cannot think of a nickname, so I'm going to nickname it Pikachu, because it's basically Pikachu. except better. Maybe. I don't want Pikachu, avid Pikachu users to come at me. Pikachu's good, but I drafted Jolteon because it's 4 points and it's a fast-ass electric type. I really wanted an electric type. Uh, I have Raichu. Well, I had Raichu, and then now I have Boltund in the TEC. But I only had 5 points at this point, so I don't think there were any real good fast electric types in the 5 point tier. And Jolteon's sitting there at 4. I'm like, I'm gonna take that thing because it's got 130 speed, which is amazing. 110 special attack. Now I know, obviously, no hidden power ice. This Pokemon probably would have been like 8 or 9 points without HP ice being deleted from the game. But now that is, it kind of just means you can bring in a decently bulky ground type and say, shoo, go away, Jolteon, I don't care about you. Or a dragon type. Both of those typings are kind of scared to, switch into Jolteon. If you can predict it and go for an HP Ice, it's going to be really nice. It's also nice if you're against like a Mega Scizor. You can click HP Fire on. Now you can't. However, for ground type specifically, I can run Rain Dance, put the rain up, and then go for Weather Ball. I get the move Weather Ball, so that turns into a water type move. So that's something that I could tech. Just an option for me. Ability of Voltapazorb could be really nice to just be an electric immunity. I know I already have Gligar, but other than Gligar and Jolteon, my only other electric resistances are Shaman and Haxorus. I don't know. Electric isn't the best offensive typing, so I got that dealt with. But Jolteon being here and just being an annoying Pokemon that you kind of, even if you bring a ground type, you're not exactly set unless if I do have the Rain Dance Weather Ball set. Just having a fast Volt Switcher just to be annoying could be really, really nice to have there. I also get Yawn, which is pretty cool. If I want to run that, I get Wish. I get another Cleric. I'm a Heal Beller. Baton Pass could be really nice. Well, I do have Volt Switch, but Volt Switch / Baton Pass if I'm against like a ground type. So yeah, or like another, maybe there's a Zeraora on the other team, and I want to be able to Baton Pass as he switches in, instead of Volt Switch because it's immune to Volt Switch. That could be a thing. So that is the Jolteon. Really glad I have this Pokemon here. And last but not least, we have Zorua. Can't even pronounce his name. Zorua. I had 1 point left, and I just said, what the heck? I might as well just draft this thing. It's pretty cute, and hold on. Yeah, it's pretty cute, and I might as well just put it on the team because I wanted a dark type, so I decided to draft Zeraora. What is its speed stat? It's like 65, so it's not fast or anything. It's got 80 special attack. That's pretty good, right? For a 1 point Pokemon. I get Sludge Bomb, U-Turn, Swords Dance, Knockoff, Nasty Plot, Trick. I don't know. Calm Mind, Agility. I can run Agility, Calm Mind. You never know. But yeah, you never know. I don't know what else to say. I forgot to make it last slide. So you don't get to see Zorua in the little bubble there, or circle, whatever. Maybe we'll use Zorua. Maybe we won't. You'll just have to wait and see. I remember shiny hunting this Pokemon. I don't know why I just thought of that. I do remember shiny hunting this Pokemon in like Gen 6. I think it was Oras. I don't know if I ever got one. Anyway, that's gonna be it. We could play some mind games with Illusion. Maybe if I ever wanted to bring this Pokemon. Wait, what? I'm confuzzled. Okay, I don't know what just happened. Whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's gonna be it. What did we get to? Almost half an hour. I did myself good. Usually I ramble on way too long. Moral of the story is this is a pretty bulky team. This is a bulkier team than I'm used to. Again, I didn't have much time in between picks to think about it. I just kind of went with the flow of things and drafted what I wanted. And I know this is, like I said, it limits me offensively. I don't have very many offensive, um, you know, answers or weapons. But I could run, Swords Dance Gligar. I could run Cursed Miltank, Calm Mind, Florges. Offensive Shaman could be very difficult to deal with. Claw Mind Slowbro, Swords Dance Scizor. So there's really only a few Pokemon that I really are dedicated to being bulky week in and week out. So yeah. And as far as my offensive Pokemon, Cinderace, Gengar, Haxorus, Jolteon, Mega Scizor, I mean, this Pokemon can deal a lot of damage very quickly. So if you're not prepped well, and even if you are, they can still be a problem. So hopefully I will be able to use this team pretty well. We're going to have this same 12. This is the first time I've had a 12 Pokemon team in a while. But we will have these 12 for at least week 1. And then if we decide to make any changes, there's going to be active week 2. I did not make any changes in the grace period. This was the team I wanted to stick with. And hopefully we do well this season. So if you're excited, if you're happy about my draft, if you think it's a good draft, if you think it's a bad draft, any way you are swaying, make sure you hit the like button so I know I'm doing something right, so I know I didn't just waste 31 minutes of my time and your time. Subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Ring the bell, of course. That'll make it easier to see my uploads when I do upload. I upload a few times a week, which means basically whenever I'm able to stop procrastinating and upload the league battles. I got TEC right now. I got APA. I might upload SPS Open stuff depending on honestly how well I do. So yeah, got at least 2 uploads a week. So that'd be fun. So make sure you're subscribed, commenting down below what you think of this draft. Any suggestions you have, I'd love to hear. And that is going to be it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.